2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 2. But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence wherewith I think to be bold against some, which think of us as if we walk according to the flesh. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother Hawaii. First of all, I want to give all praise and glory to our Heavenly Father Yahweh, in the name of our Lord and Savior Yahawashi, who has given us the Spirit, which according to His will be manifested among His saints to bring down the entire globe, and all the kingdoms of the earth will be in subjection under the feet of our Lord and Savior Yahawashi HaMashiach, who will rule with a rod of iron, beginning at Jerusalem with His elect. Wanted to go into something that I've seen, this video. In fact, me and the brothers was talking about it earlier, but what I've noticed is that one of these Israelite camps was actually there filming and basically being a part of something that is not according to the gospel. This is one of the reasons why our people were taken down, because they were seeking after other means of basically doing things according to their own will, and not according to the will of the Lord. And you have this whole NFAC, as you see the name NFAC and what it means. Is basically a so-called black militia group. And I think the more troubling thing in this is not that we know that our people are going to go into these other means, but the fact that you got so-called Israelite groups that are promoting this and are actively involved in this. Okay, and this is the reason why we warn you, brothers and sisters, about be careful about who you're dealing with out here. Okay, you got so many people that are agent provocateurs. I've actually done a lesson on this guy, Grandmaster Jay, who is actually the head of this movement and is actually taking it's been going on nationwide. Now this right here is a premiere of a video of earlier today out in Stone Mountain, Georgia, in which these men and women that he's gathered with weapons to go to Stone Mountain, really in order to provoke and agitate, the Edomites. Stone Mountain is allegedly a place in which the Ku Klux Klan out in Georgia is known to gather and have some of their meetings. And it's very clear that they were looking and prepared for a confrontation, which, according to current reports right now, nothing really did happen, but something could have happened. And this is one of the things that we have to realize, is that our weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We are in a spiritual battle. And it's like we've always said, it's within the law. It's okay for a brother or sister to own a firearm, whatever your state or jurisdiction that you're in. Make sure that you're following those laws according to, Romans 13, that you have to obey the laws of the land, okay, up until a certain point. So we're not against brothers and sisters, actually owning a weapon, because that's something that you are allowed to do in this country, and it's something that even men did, thousands of years ago. Many men of the Lord carried weapons or swords with them, even prophets, from Prophet Elijah to even Samuel, and then of course King David, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, the way we're going to take down our oppressor is not going to be through these carnal means. Okay, understand that if you're a brother or sister that owns a gun, that is only for a protection for you and your family up until a certain point. There is going to be a certain point where a gun or a rifle, is a handgun or a rifle, is not going to help you, and that's just facts. Especially concerning the way in which they are going to come down upon our people and the means and technology that they have. The Most High is not going to be down with anybody that doesn't have faith that they're going to be able to be delivered. Okay, so we want to make sure that that brothers and sisters do not fall into this trap. You're not going to take down the best military on the planet through carnal means. That's just plain and simple. And our people are not organized on any level and don't have the wherewithal to understand exactly what they're dealing with. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down and you're going to see that this particular thing is actually being pushed right here. And excuse the fireworks, these Babylonians are losing their mind outside, but hopefully y'all brothers and sisters can still hear me. You're going to see here that this is the Army of Israel headquarters. Okay, so AOI is actually the one that was at this particular thing. You know what's crazy is that when you go there and you see some of the video, some of people are coming in with like different doctrines. I mean, they're talking about Nubianism and Egypt, Kemet. You know, you got all kind of the belief systems. You got people that are probably an NOI or Nation of Islam. You got Nawabians. You got all kind of crazy stuff. Which that guy's background, according to whether the brothers in our camp are on, he said that this guy was part of some Commission science type stuff. Man, it's just some really bugged, far out stuff. And I believe that this guy very well may be an agent provocateur. Okay. He has really galvanized a lot of our people around the country that are heavily supporting this. He was able to get hundreds of people to show up armed, dressed in all black, and actually get them to line up in single file line. And you got our women out there that are part of this thing, and that's completely out of order, because women are not supposed to be warriors. Okay, they're supposed to be at home with children, guiding the home, that the word of the Lord be not blasphemed. So you got these women warriors that think that they can do these things that men do. So there's all kinds of just stuff that's just going on wrong here. Now I'm going to show you some of the comments that were made by these guys in this group chat. This is actually a live premiere. It's still going as I'm speaking. So you see here, this guy, Ezekiel 37 ministry, the few, the ready, shalom. Oh, shalom, they need fringes. So you see here, and we're going to get into Ezekiel 37, because they have a carnal understanding that the Lord is raising up some kind of a carnal army that's going to take down Esau. You must be out your dang mind. Okay, this army that he's raising is completely spiritual and will be given spiritual power, all right, in the day that he decides to unleash it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue reading. Look at this guy. The few, the ready, we can be killing each other, but these brothers and sisters is making a stand, and Yahweh is at the core. No, he's not. Okay, I mean, you're lying by even saying that the Lord is down with this. Okay. In fact, let me go ahead and bring something. In fact, we read it earlier today, but it goes hand in hand with what this guy just said, and showing how much folly our people are in, including these people that call themselves Israelites. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take a counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So they themselves are taking counsel, but not of him, and take a covering, but not of his spirit. And this is what they're doing by being involved in this thing. Okay? And that's what we're warning brothers and sisters to get away from such people. And we're telling you that they're only going to lead you down a path of destruction, because the Most High is not dealing with them when it comes to this subject. Okay? We understand that our people are angry at oppression, and we understand that our people are agitated to the point of wanting to take arms, but this is not the way in which the Lord has prescribed for us to go. That he has it set up. Okay, he wants us to be peaceful people. Okay, especially those that know the truth, and to basically seek the peace of the city, and basically be, keep yourself out of trouble and out of the eyes of the radar of this type of activity, especially. Okay. So we're going to continue reading on. This guy writes here, Isaiah 51 and 12. I, even I, am he that comforted you. Who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that shall die, and the son of man which shall be made as grass? And he says, and forgettest Yahweh thy maker, that hath stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth. Okay, he says, and hath feared continually every day before of the fury of the oppressor, as if he was ready to destroy. And where is the fury of the oppressor? So these guys are using these scriptures, and this is what we tell you. And I've said it before. When you, a lot of our people don't understand, and I've said this many times, that when you're talking about these zealots, the zealots that existed 2,000 years ago, and I've said it before, they use scriptures. They use scriptures to reel people into their zealot activity. Okay, this is part of the problems. This is what happens when you believe in nationalism. When nationalism is at the forefront of Israelite teachings, it can snowball into some of these type of activities, which is basically being a zealot. Okay, which is what these guys are. These guys are in the zealot spirit of a zealot, and you got these guys that are fused in with these among these Israelite camps that want to get in with this type of behavior. Okay, when the Most High is not even setting it up like that. So you see, now they're trying to even talk about the woman too. See, this is what they're saying. Oh, this is just craziness, man. Look at this. Our men need to be ashamed of themselves that our women have more heart than them. See, they're trying to put a battery inside some of you guys out here that are weak. Whenever they bring up women, y'all guys get weakened and y'all feel like y'all got to jump out there like Superman or Batman and save the day. You know, when this is not even the time for it. So it says here, Judas went out when we was afraid and cut the head of the enemy. Yeah, but the Most High sent a woman out there to just be an assassin, not to be an actual soldier. Okay, this sister soldier stuff is part of the reason why we're in the position that we're in today. And I'll give you an example of a sister soldier from in the past. Okay, so now they're trying to invoke this whole woman. So let's look up Angela Davis. Okay, let me give you an example of a sister soldier that was going around pro-black and being all militant. And look what this, let me show you what she later became. Okay, so here's the page of Angela Davis. Okay, and she was one of those sister soldiers that was in the Black Panthers and was pro-black and militant and all this stuff, and later on became a feminist agent. Okay, which that's what happens with a lot of these women that get into these type of things. A lot of them are really feminists, because a woman that really knows her role and her position in our nation, among our people, would not be out there doing this militant stuff, because she would know that is not her place. Okay, but you see, this is where this type of behavior leads to anyway. Marxist feminist behavior. Okay, and if you read about this woman, you can actually look into like her transformation. As you go down, you'll see that it goes into her early life. As you go further on, a lot of these people are co-opted at universities as well, where they get exposed to Marxist and feminist ideals. And it says here, at the time she was known as a radical feminist and activist and member of the Communist Party of the USA and an affiliate of the Los Angeles chapter of the Black Panther Party. And these are the type of people that are in this. All right, not just women, but men as well, okay, that are involved in these things. They attach to multiple groups, okay, just like she was tied to multiple groups. You got men and women that are tied to multiple groups that are down with this madness, okay? So I'll just go on down to that Judas thing, and somehow, some way, someone like this person's able to deceive you into thinking that you should go out and be there like Judith. Don't do it. Okay, we're telling you right now that is not the time, that is not the place, okay? And like I said, those people that are out there, they're evolved into a lot of different doctrines, and it's nothing but confusion, hence the reason why this place is called Babylon. Let's see what else they say. Our women motivated our men to be wicked for the most part. Let them now motivate our men to be righteous and stand for the protection of our nation and laws. Well, you know how you do that is by basically believing on the gospel of Yahawashi in totality. And he will rise you up on the last day, okay, and bring you up to battle, okay, which we'll get into. So it says here again, he said, I salute our woman who has the courage to be alongside our men. Our women can learn to be great rifle woman snipers. And there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with your woman learning how to use a gun or shoot a rifle. There's nothing wrong with that. But for any man in Israel to think that your woman should be alongside you and on some battlefield, you're out of your mind. And this is what's wrong with a lot of these guys. They're not thinking straight. Okay, and like I said, a lot of these guys are being provoked by agent provocateurs that are leading them astray for their own destruction, man. And that's the reason why we're warning the brothers that are in this thing, that are part of this movement, to get the heck out of it, okay? Because it's only going to lead to your doom. It's only going to lead to Esau putting you on the list, of potential domestic terrorists, and you're going to be thrown in Guantanamo Bay indefinitely. Or they may even send a militia group or a National Guard to come and take you out. They got aerial support. You're just on ground. They can send drone strikes on you while you're marching. It's very easy for them to take you out if they want to, and they can be justified under the law of protecting national sovereignty or homeland security. All right. Another one says, but for our real women done showed that they can compete with us on all levels for real. See, now you're making these women equal unto you, which is going off, okay? Because a woman has a role and a man has his role. Another one, basically we're telling the lady to get it done in practice. Let me see. So they're all excited, and a lot of these people are Israelites, man. You know? Look at this guy, Shalom Yasharallah. How we gonna compete against this government? All they gotta do is kill the lights and put on them night vision goggles, and those brothers and sisters are done. You see? So you got somebody that's actually thinking, okay? Like you said, they got way more technology. These people got night vision goggles. They got, dude. Man, bro, you guys have no idea. Ask any brother that's in the military about what they got. Ask anybody that's a military veteran about what the U.S. military has at their disposal. Y'all out there with semi-automatics that got full automatics. Okay? They got new guns that you ain't even seen yet. Okay? They got full body armor. They got cloaking devices and ways to camouflage themselves if they need to. Look at another person. You got some people that are in there saying things. There's one teacher of the truth who teaches a lot of lies, teacher of lies, but hey, a broken clock is right twice a day. And he says, this is complete madness. This is not of the Lord. And he knows. Okay? This is complete madness, man. And these guys is clowns, man. These army of Israel guys. Listen, man, don't trust these dudes, man. I don't understand. Anybody who's the leader of this group, you should never, if you were wise, you would have never been a part of this thing. And you being in this thing shows me that there's something going on with your organization, man, and your leadership. All right? So let's go ahead and look at this real quick. This is Ezekiel 37, because that's a guy's stuff. This is what he believes is a carnal army. This is Ezekiel 37:10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Okay, and that exceeding great army was not going to be going around holding the AR-15s and the AKs to take down the oppressor. Okay, this is a spiritual army, the elect that was being raised up, that was basically being breathed upon with the words of the gospel, and those bones did live, right? And they stood up upon their feet. That's what it's talking about. Okay, and ultimately the Lord is going to raise up an army, but it's not going to be you. You're not going to be man, I don't understand. This is why our people are so simple. They really believe that the Most High is going to raise us up to go use Esau's gun technology against him, when the Most High is actually going to give supernatural means for our people to take down the oppressor globally. All right, so don't be fooled by this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. Therefore wait upon me, saith Yahweh, unto the day I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So the Most High is saying, wait upon him until he rise up to the prey. He's right now is gathering all these nations and setting up situations where they're choosing sides in these different areas around the world in which conflicts are brewing up over different battling of resources and things, and basically assassinations, like what happened to the Iranian general. Those things are done right there to spark up the great war of Armageddon that the Lord will use to judge the other nations. Okay, and this is what he wants to do. This is how he's formulating his payback plan, and then he's going to raise up his elect. Okay, but you going out of your way to formulate these armies, these militias, thinking that that's going to be enough to take down the oppressor, you guys are sorely mistaken. Okay? And like we said, we're not against brothers and sisters exercising their Second Amendment rights, because that is the law of the land. But at the same time, we know that that is not the way in which the Lord said he was going to help our people be delivered, and what he was going to do with the elect to take down, all right, the oppressors. So let's go to Acts chapter 5 and verse 35. And said unto them, ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what ye intend to do as touching these men. This is a warning about some men, that how they operated and what happened to them. Okay, like men like Grandmaster Jay and people like this that follow him. Okay, so here's the lesson. For before these days rose up Theudas, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain, and all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, that's ultimately what's going to happen with these people, because these people are not going according to the will of the Heavenly Father. And ultimately, the people that join themselves into a group like this, and we know that it's not according to the words of our Heavenly Father, how he's going to set it up, that's what's going to happen ultimately. Verse 37. After this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of taxing, and drew away many people after him. He also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed. Okay? So these were actual historical accounts of men that were before the times of the apostles, or during the times of the apostles, that rose up to try and do the same thing these men are talking about doing. And what happened? They came to naught. Okay, you know why? I'm going to go verse 38. And now I send to you, refrain from these men and let them alone, for if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. So we know that this work is of men and will come to naught, because there's confusion and there's nothing there that is showing that anybody has any level of wisdom according to the scriptures of this, that knowing that this is wrong. So therefore, we know that this work is of men and will come to naught. We can say that with certainty. Verse 39. But if it be of God, ye cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against God. Okay? So if it be of Yahweh, it can't be overthrown. Okay? And that's how we know that if you follow the right path, the way, the truth, and the life, and the pathway towards salvation, that pathway towards salvation includes you, if you're of the elect, being given the power and the might to take down your oppressor, and you're not going to need no measly gun. So hopefully this is edifying, and again, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Peace, blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.